Chapter 11. But King Solomon loved many strange women, together with the daughter of Pharaoh, women of the Moabites, Ammonites, Edomites, Zidonians, and Hittites, of the nations concerning which the Lord said unto the children of Israel, Ye shall not go in to them, neither shall they come in unto you, for surely they will turn away your heart after their gods. Solomon clave unto these in love. And he had 700 wives, princesses, and 300 concubines, and his wives turned away his heart. For it came to pass when Solomon was old, that his wives turned away his heart after other gods, and his heart was not perfect with the Lord his God, as was the heart of David his father.
The king is here. He's here. Quickly. Welcome, my husband and queen.
Is the great goddess Ashtoreth answering your prayers?
She doesn't have to answer our prayers. She grants us children and cares for the spirits of our loved ones in the afterlife. They shine down on us each night.
Make an offering to the mother of us all.
No. I worship the one true God.
Make an offering for the mother of true love and your children, for the love you have shown me.
Because the Bible records something doesn't mean it approves it. Right from the beginning of Scriptures in Genesis chapter 2, verse 24, it says that a man shall leave his mother and father and shall be cleaved to his wife, and the two shall become one flesh. Not only that, in Deuteronomy 17:17, it gives a prohibition to kings to not take many wives lest their hearts become estrayed from God. We know in the Scriptures that polygamous relationships cause much problems for Solomon, for David.
I just think it was a cultural thing back in their time period.
I think it is wrong and that a man should only have one wife like it says in the Bible.
Moreover, in the New Testament, we see in 1 Timothy chapter 3, verse 2, that one of the qualifications of a church leader is that they are to be the husband of one wife. Well, kings in the Old Testament and church leaders in the New Testament were the role models of the moral community. And so what went for the king and what went for the church leaders was certainly what was to go for the lay body.
Well, as you know, Solomon had, he had 700 wife princesses and 300 concubines. It seems a bit much for somebody in our culture today. But first of all, it was a different culture. And God allowed things like that to happen to benefit and to purport His purposes at the time. I believe that God always intended for it to be one man and one woman. That was from the beginning of Genesis. But sometimes He permitted things to happen even though He didn't want them to happen because there was a greater purpose. I'm not sure what the purpose was specifically, but I do believe that God was in control of that situation. Solomon was a wise man, and he used his resources and his wisdom very well for God's purpose. So, while we may not exactly know why, we do know that it was God allowing that to happen.
Well, I really believe that Solomon really had that many wives and, like women in his life, because in that time, like in old times, it was like permitted to have that many women because the purpose of God was to bring like a lot of people into the earth and into the world. So I strongly believe that it was permitted, and nowadays the law to have only one wife, it's like a new thing, since all those rules have been existing and ethics and morality have been come to the world more important. So, pretty much it.
It's important for us to understand that just because something isn't judged on the spot doesn't mean it won't be judged eventually. We will all have to stand before God to give an account for our actions. Finally, the fact that God still blessed people like Abraham, Jacob, David, and Solomon, even though they had polygamous relationships, goes to show that God is a God of grace. The moody, perceived God of the Old Testament is really Mr. Mercy. It's a good thing for us to realize that God didn't allow the sins of our forefathers to thwart His redemptive plan. Next time you read about polygamy in the Bible, realize that God is a God of grace, that He would still work through those characters in Scriptures to bring about His overall plan.